Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes weekly webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Hunkydory Crafts, I have the In the Winter Garden collection. It's their Crafty Stash Pads collection. There's over 250 individual crafty elements, 42 craft pack pages, you guys. There's paper liners, there's card liners, there's die cuts. It's so fun to play with, you guys. And this is our giveaway card for this episode. So if you stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer could win this card to keep, share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, let's take a peek at this craft pad. As I said, over 250 individual crafty elements, 42 pages. So let's look at these beautiful little snow scenes. The frames on this one, there's always greeting, and there's also like smaller versions here. And you're getting 2 of each of these. Beautiful silver foiling. And I've said this in the past, if you have a paper trimmer and you tear these pages out when you're working on them, use these, like take your paper trimmer and trim this part off. It's a great little snow border. And then this one with the beautiful house and the gate and the bicycle and the cottages. 2 of these. Circles. Look at the poinsettias in the snow. Beautiful florals. And then I love this with the beautiful birds in the snow and the red berries and the birdhouses, all the little greetings. Beautiful snowman. I love this label shape as well. Beautiful flocked Christmas tree in the snow. And then all of these borders and extra greetings are so nice to have. You're getting 2 of those as well. And then you've got some pieces that you can definitely use on the insides of your cards. The scenes are a little ghosted back, so using a paper trimmer to cut these out is really nice. Same with these. Lots and lots of greetings in these. These work great for the inside liners for your cards, or you can absolutely use them on the front as well. We've got some snow paper with kind of light blue background. Light blue background again with this beautiful scene with the bicycle and then in the garden. This is a really nice sagey green, sort of a tile look. And then these are cutouts. So you've got cutout borders and these little cutout kind of directional arrows here. And these are so cute. At first I thought they were just like little plant poke kind of situations, but I think you could definitely just cut them out and then stick them into gifts, and sort of like the tag is sticking out too. And then on the backs of these, I should mention the beautiful papers. And then you've got your cutouts. And then on the back of those, the beautiful sage green. Okay, you're getting 3 of each of these. Okay, so the beautiful little pieces that you can cut out and use foam tape between them are fabulous. They're all numbered so that you know how to lay them. It's absolutely fun. I used this one in one of our cards. It's so cute with a little birdhouse. Of course, on the back, look at this, like the field of the poinsettias. And then the wood and the snow on the back of this one. And then the beautiful holly. And then on the back, it's got this green and snow grid. And then this one is so gorgeous. It's pine boughs, just repeated over and over again. They almost look like snow-capped mountains. Beautiful. And then on the back of that one is this beautiful blue, light blue tapestry. All right, let's take a look at this first card, which, as I mentioned, is our giveaway card. So let's take a closer look at this one with the little cabin. It's so cute. Open it up and you can see here I used one of those liner pages I was talking to you about and cut that. And then in each one of these spaces I cut down little rectangles as well. Really cute. This one has foam tape, so I glued the frame and then foam taped here and foam taped here. So let's talk about what I used for this. I used a cutting die. This is our Trifold Surprise Card Cutting Die. It's one of my favorites. I really love using it. And the metal for this die is just so great. It's just nice and sturdy. It's not going to warp on you. It fits through your 6-inch wide die cutting machine platform just really easily. It's just a smidge under 6 inches. So it just works really well. And then it actually goes like this, and then makes this cute little card. And then it's just got a series of mountain and valley folds, mountain and valley folds. So you just work on those little scored areas, and it just comes together really easily. Now, there's also, I should mention, on the back side, there's the diagram, and there's also the written instructions. So it makes it very, very simple. And here you'll see where there's an M and a V, that's mountain fold, and then valley fold. So there's even a little key there that shows you. But yeah, it's really easy to put together. And then what I like to do is take the patterned paper that I want to use for each one of these sections and just lay that over the cutting die. So if you have a particular pattern that you want to feature, place it right here, run that through your machine, and then take this piece, and then I put it on my paper trimmer, and I just trim 1/8 of an inch off this side and 1/8 of an inch off this side, all right? And then follow along lines to cut out the rest, and then it'll fit really, really nicely in this L-shaped space. And I do that with each one of these pieces. Just cut it down a little bit after you've die cut each one of these, and then ink the edges with a little bit of cocoa bean ink and your favorite applicator tool. Glue those down, and then along the bottom here, I'm using, if I can grab it, this is our brown fancy lace border dazzle stickers, and they're absolutely beautiful. You can buy this by the sheet. Just put that along the bottom edge, and then, as I said, glued the frame, foam taped the greeting, foam tape. And then what are all these little pieces? Those are parchment snowflakes, you guys. And we just got these in from Hunkydory. They're die cut parchment snowflakes. And you just punch them out. There's 12 sheets, and you're just getting a ton of snowflakes in all different sizes. So what I did with these is I just took tiny, tiny little pieces of foam tape, and I just used our big, actually, reel of foam tape. It's 150 feet or 50 yards of continuous 1/2 inch foam tape. We also have little small squares of foam tapes that you can also get. I'll list those down below the video. Anyway, I just cut those down really tiny, and I just put a little bit of foam tape behind each one of these. Well, of course, the foam tape, you can see it, so I disguised it with a silver pearl jewel dazzle sticker. Using those right in the center, just covered up that little foam tape. And it gave this a little bit of height, which is nice. You can also layer these. You can ink the edges of these. They're really fun and versatile. Highly recommend for your winter crafts. So this is our giveaway card for this episode, and how that works is we are promoting our Paper Wishes YouTube channel. So if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page at paperwishes.com, just hop on over to YouTube and search Paper Wishes. And then we ask that you subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and then leave us a comment. And then we will reply to all the comments. But after about 7 weeks, we'll make a winner announcement, and we'll say, congratulations, YouTube username blank, and then give you instructions for that one winner to claim their card. You have to claim it within 7 days, okay? And you do have to know your YouTube username, so that's important. And then also, it's a good idea to hit that notification bell at the top right-hand corner, because that's how you know when we're trying to reach out and let you know when we have a new video with a contest, or maybe that you've won. We do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday videos, and you have to participate in each separately to enter to win. All right, so this is our giveaway. Hope you guys take advantage of that. Let's see, here's our next one. This is with that little birdhouse. So cute. Look at that. Look at the dimension and the layers on that. So let's just flip back through the birdhouse here. And I'll show you this one. Of course, now it's going to be tricky to find. There we go. So on the back of this paper is the wood paper, and I did use that on my 5 by 6.5 inch card. I cut the wood paper down just a little bit so it left a white border. And then, you guys, I took a little bit of this green paper in the background. There's just one of the background papers that's in here, and I literally just had a scrap of this. say it's about 2 by 3.5 inches. I inked the edge of it and glued it here. And then I had another strip of paper that was left over. Let me try to find that one for you guys. And it was the one with the flowers on it. Here we go. Just on the back of this one. And that one looks like it was about 1.5 inches by 3 inches. Inked the edges of that and glued that right here. You can see that. Then the border got glued on top of that. Here's one of the borders from this set of Dazzle stickers. And then I went ahead and I just foam taped this piece right there. Then I got to work on my little house, my little birdhouse. And that was really fun to put together, you guys. It's really easy to cut these out. I'm going to show you a little trick I like to use on another one, but it has the little white border on it. And I would recommend using the white border because it really is very forgiving when you're cutting them out to have just that white border around the edge. When you get real close in to each one of these pieces, you just have to be a little bit more careful when you're cutting. And I'm just slowly looking for where that birdhouse is again. Yeah, utilize these white borders. And there's enough to make one entire birdhouse with this whole page. But then the last 2 layers, I didn't add to the birdhouse right here of these. I just took the holly pieces and I glued them to the corners. And then I took some of these little red paper flowers, which, sorry, I forgot to grab, but I'll list down below the video, and I glued those as well. So yeah, really easy card. And then this one, took one of those papers that's kind of ghosted back, inked the edges, glued that there, and then one of the cutouts. Right, next one. This one, you guys, using the light blue paper. Oh, first of all, this is a Slimline card. Opens just like this, and it's 3.5 by 8.5 inches long. So I took the light blue snow paper and I was like trying to cover as much of it as I could. But remember, this is 8-inch tall paper and an 8.5-inch tall card. So I had this little space at the top that wasn't covered. So I just glued a little border right there. And then I had some extra paper left from this. This is 2 inches wide. I glued that there. And then I have some lovely silver jewel border Dazzle stickers. Okay, and I just attached one at the top and the bottom. Foam taped the little greeting. And remember, that is from that great selection of greetings that you have. And then I got down to the poinsettia. So here is the poinsettia sheet with the snowman. Was so cute. And if any of you are worried about how long it takes to cut these out, this is a great one to do when you're just sitting and watching TV. And I like to utilize that white strip, that white edge rather. And my big tip is notice how I'm turning the paper, but I'm not turning the scissors. I'm just sort of steering the paper around and letting the scissors go like that. I also try to keep away from super sharp edges for the paper. Like I try to make, you know, you want to avoid like this move. You want to just keep it at the middle part of the jaws of the scissors as opposed to the front of the jaws or even the very far back. And it goes very, very quickly. And you just steer it around just like that, okay? And then as I get the layers cut out, then I went ahead and foam taped them. And that way I didn't lose track. And I actually didn't use these pieces right here. I thought, oh, I can use those on another card, put them down here. So you don't have to use all of the layers. And here's another little greeting, and I foam taped that right there. Just a very quick card to put together. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did the border up here and down here as well before I put this little flower scene together. All right, my last card, okay, is this Durling snowflake card. This is a Durling, this is a darling snowman card. Oh man, a little rummy today, you guys. This is a sidestep die cut card. There's 5 cards and 5 envelopes. And I took that pine bough paper that we were talking about that looks so beautiful. And I used the pattern that's on the back right here of this cover piece. There's a pattern that makes this L-shaped pattern. And put that on the paper, traced around it, cut that out, glued it to the card front. Now these come already die cut and already folded. They come 5 together like this. You pull that out and it's ready to decorate. Okay, I love our die cut cards for that. They're so quick and easy. So using that pattern, glued that L shape with this beautiful paper here. And then I took this frame and I glued the frame here, foam taped this piece. And then you guys glued this one, foam taped, and then I'd used those beautiful parchment snowflakes one more time. Absolutely adorable. Did that same technique with the little pieces of foam tape under there. This one, I just foam taped another one of those really tiny greetings there. And then I just glued them here and still added some more of those silver pearl dazzle stickers. And I should have mentioned before I glued all of the elements on here, I did go back and use some more of these border stickers. This was a really fast card to put together. And I think it looks so nice when it's just sitting there on somebody's mantle or on their counter for the holidays. Really, really beautiful. Okay, you guys, we have a fantastic money saver on this paper pack. And I love it when Hunkydory does the ones that everything is together. Everything is together, and then you're just bringing in some other elements if you want to, like the vellum snowflakes and the borders. But you don't even have to add that. Everything is really ready to go. So the money saver is right there on the right-hand side if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page at paperwishes.com. If you're watching us over on YouTube, hey, it would be great if you would subscribe. It helps our small company. Just look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that will take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. All the other items we used down below, all the dazzle stickers, the little parchment snowflakes, those are all listed down below, as well as full color photos of the cards. And yeah, don't forget, participate in our giveaway card as well. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.